Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in once again to Milford High School, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Lady Hawks softball. A good matchup once again this afternoon as your Lady Hawks get set to take on the Kelly Rex Division North Attleboro Lady Rocketeers. I am Tim Coet, Rob O'Keefe also here on the coverage, and a bit of uncharted territory in this first half of the season for the Lady Hawks entering play today. Their first losing streak of the season, albeit just a two-game losing streak. Suffering a defeat at the hands of the Taunton Lady Tigers back on May 1st by a final score of 9-6, and then just 24 hours ago here on this field, taking on a very tough pitcher in King Phillips, Kaylee McGain. Ended up taking a perfect game into the 6th inning before Maggie Farrell was finally able to break it up. Caitlin DeCapoy able to break it up with a leadoff single. Ali Pierre-Gustavo also ended up collecting a hit in the game, but that was all, a 2-hit shutout. And Milford dropped their second straight, a 3-0 win for King Philip over Milford here yesterday. So looking to get back on the winning ways here today against a team that has bested them in the previous 2 seasons in a row. North Attleboro coming through with extra inning victories against Milford both in 2014 and 2013. Of course, you'll remember North Attleboro was the only team that defeated Milford in 2013, en route to their second state championship in as many years. So a rivalry that runs a bit deep between these two teams, so it should be a very good matchup here this afternoon. We will have the starting lineups and the game's first pitch when we come back next here on Milford TV. And we welcome you right back into Milford High School. The Lady Hawks have taken the field. Just moments away from the start of this Hockomock League crossover matchup. We've been discussing it over our last several broadcasts of Milford softball. This has been an elongated period for Milford against Kelly Rex Division opponents. It started with that extra inning win against Franklin, and now back-to-back losses against elite competition in all of the state, both Taunton and King Philip, each ranked within the top 10 of high school softball teams here in the state of Massachusetts. Milford in the top 20, and they will take on one final Kelly Rex opponent in a row here today with this game against North Attleboro, and then they will return to Davenport Division competition for their next several games. But a big one on tap here this afternoon, so without further ado, we will bring you the starting lineup, starting with the visitors. That is the North Attleboro Lady Rocketeers. Leading it off is the shortstop, Emily Noble, with Jordan Sharp, the right fielder, batting second. Batting third is the first baseman, Liz Morehouse, with Danielle Gorman, the designated hitter, in the cleanup spot. Kayla Sherman plays center field and bats fifth, with Megan Barlow, the left fielder, batting sixth. Lindsay Paquin, the third baseman, bats seventh, with Abby Warren, the second baseman, batting eighth. And in the ninth spot is the catcher, Morgan Aiken. And for your Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks, leading it off is the center fielder, Sydney Pounds, with Emily Pierre-Gustavo playing second and batting second. Taylor LeBrun catches and bats third, with Ali Pierre-Gustavo playing first base and batting cleanup. Batting fifth is the right fielder, Maggie Farrell, with the shortstop, Jill Powers, batting sixth. Caitlin DeCapoy is the designated player, batting seventh, with Megan Jakes, the third baseman, batting eighth. And in the ninth spot is the left fielder, Jenny Levine. And the pitching matchup in this game, as you can see, Kelly Reichert getting the start for Milford this afternoon. She will be opposed by Carolyn Wallace of North Attleboro. And here is the first pitch of the game. It is a bunt attempt out of Emily Noble, and it kicks foul for strike one. This game underway between Milford and North Attleboro. Emily Noble, one of the two captains for this North Attleboro squad. Lindsay Paquin, the other captain. The 0-1 pitch is lifted in the air, foul. Up and out of play. And it is 0-2. Kelly Reichert has been sharing starting pitching duties this season with Allie Atherton and has been successful. Here's her 0-2 pitch, and it is in there for a called strike three, so an excellent start to the game for Reichert as she gets Noble looking for the first out of the game. This is the 8th game in which Kelly Reichert has appeared. It's her 5th start. She has a 4-1 record with a 1.11 ERA, so excellent numbers for the starting pitcher. Now this ball is chopped on the ground to shortstop, and the throw not getting to first base in time. It pulled Pierre Gustavo a little off the bag, but Jordan Sharp had it beaten with a one-out infield single. On a slow rolling ground ball like that, there's oftentimes very little the infield can do. So 1 on with 1 out now with Liz Morehouse at the plate. And the righty takes a pitch just outside for ball 1. Milford, despite their loss in their last 2 games, they remain in first place in the Davenport Division standings with an overall record of 8-3. Two balls and no strikes, the count on Morehouse as she takes a called strike on the inside edge. Sharp, the runner at first. Another warm afternoon here in Milford as that pitch misses down and in for ball 3. Rain in the area earlier today, but that gave way to sunshine and again, summer-like temperatures again. It's 75 degrees at game time here in Milford. Here's the 3-1 pitch. It's not close for ball 4. That pushes Jordan Sharp down to second base. Morehouse at first, 2 on with 1 out ahead of the cleanup hitter Danielle Gorman. The first pitch of the at-bat. And that's in for strike 1. Reichert right back on the pitching rubber, delivers her 0-1 pitch inside, and that evens up the count. Danielle Gorman with some impressive hitting stats on the season, batting .474 coming into this week's play. And sends a line drive out to left field. That's going to drop in for a hit, bobbled momentarily by Jenny Levine. Three straight North Attleboro players reaching base. A single for Danielle Gorman that puts the bases loaded with 1 out in the inning. Despite the bobble out in left field, no further advance from the runners, so a Rocketeer at every base. A big-time jam here for Kelly Reichert with 1 out in the inning. And first pitch swinging, Kayla Sherman sends a pitch foul. So the infield single for Sharp, the walk to Morehouse, and then the single for Gorman. And now a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Kayla Sherman. Kelly Reichert with the second-best ERA in the Hockomock League coming into this week, second only to King Phillips' Kaylee McGain. This pitch popped up in foul ground and out of play. Reichert striking out Emily Noble to open up this inning before North Attleboro started making noise. She could certainly use her second strikeout here. Scoreless for now. North Attleboro threatening. Here is the 1-2 pitch, and it's popped up again in foul ground, and that drifts well out of play. Shannon Cormier with the duty of tracking down all of these foul balls. It remains a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Here's the pitch, and this is lifted in the air down the right field line into foul ground, and it lands in foul territory. Maggie Farrell, the Milford right fielder, giving chase, but it was out of her reach. Sherman battling. She bats here with the bases loaded and 1 out in the inning. Reichert is ready. Here's the pitch, and it's in there for a called strike 3. And Reichert certainly needed that. Her second strikeout of the inning. It keeps the runners at bay. 2 away now for Megan Barlow. Coach DeVito in the Milford bench urging Kelly Reichert to cut down this rally in its tracks. That pitch in on the hands of Barlow, and she sends it foul over towards the first base dugout. Reichert able to start off ahead in the count. The windup and the pitch. That misses. The Milford fans well represented around the softball field once again. They want to see this rally come to an end. A swing and a miss. And the count goes to 1-2. That pitch up and over the bat of Megan Barlow. Reichert 1 pitch away now from escaping the jam. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and this is a floater shallow on the infield. Milford will let it kick foul, and wisely so. That's a bit of a knuckleball off the bat of Megan Barlow. Took 1 hop in fair territory before twisting off into foul ground on the third base side. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3 on. Reichert's next pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. So a nice job battling in the inning by Kelly Reichert. She loads up the bases on a walk and 2 hits, but ends up striking out the side in the frame. And we head on now to the home half of the first inning. The Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks will take their first swings of the game when we return here on Milford TV. Kelly Reichert escapes a major jam in the top half of the first inning. Now it is the offense's turn to get things started. And an illegal pitch called on the first toss of the game from Carolyn Wallace, the starter for North Attleboro. The umpire saying it came with the hands starting together, so that is a ball issued to Sydney Pounds. And now the pitch up high, and Pounds is ahead in the count 2-0. It was a very frustrating day for the Lady Hawks bats here yesterday, as Pounds takes a called strike to bring the count to 2-1. Milford unable to collect a single base runner until the first batter of the bottom of the 6th inning. That is when Caitlin DeCapua broke up the perfect game bid for Kaylee McGain, as Pounds sends one on the ground to shortstop. Emily Noble makes the play, and Pounds grounds out for the first out of the bottom of the first inning. Now Emily Pierre-Gustavo coming up to the plate. Pounds, Pierre-Gustavo, and Taylor LeBrun, the 3 expected for Milford here in the first. And a first pitch strike now from Carolyn Wallace into Emily Pierre-Gustavo, who, after getting off to such a hot start in the season, her bat has cooled off just a little bit over the last couple of games, particularly here at home. Pierre-Gustavo, like almost everyone else in the Milford lineup yesterday, hitless against Kaylee McGain. And also going back to the game here at home last week against Franklin, Pierre-Gustavo going hitless in 5 at-bats. She did draw a walk in extra innings, a pivotal point in the game in which the tying run scored. On the 1-2 count, this pitch is lifted out to left field. Backing up a few steps is Megan Barlow before she makes the grab. 2 up and 2 down in the inning. And now here is Taylor LeBrun. Ready to see the first pitch of the at-bat. She sends it hard on the ground. Kicks off the heel of the glove of Emily Noble at shortstop out into left field. And Taylor LeBrun able to get on with 2 outs in the inning. She will be lifted for a courtesy runner as the freshman Kate Irwin heads out on the bases. A borderline call between hit and error on that connection by Taylor LeBrun. But it gives Milford a 2-out base runner ahead of Allie Pierre-Gustavo. Irwin taking off immediately as the pitch is fouled down the third base line. Pierre-Gustavo had the other hit for Milford in the game yesterday. It came in the bottom of the 7th inning. A hard ground ball to shortstop that actually caught the KP shortstop up in the face. She had to be removed from the game. Pierre-Gustavo down in the count here, no balls and 2 strikes. Wallace stares in, winds and fires. The runner takes off, the pitch is high, the throw down to second base is not in time. A steal of second base for Kate Irwin. A runner in scoring position now for Milford, a 1-2 count on Pierre-Gustavo, who takes another pitch high. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning. Pierre-Gustavo waits for the next pitch, sends it on the ground underneath the glove of the shortstop, out into left center field. It rolls all the way to the wall. Irwin scores no problem from second base. Digging for third is Pierre-Gustavo, and she's in safely with a feet-first slide. That ball just snuck under the glove of Emily Noble at shortstop and then proceeded to roll all the way to the fence out in left center field. So Milford able to work some 2-out magic here. Back-to-back hits from LeBrun and Pierre-Gustavo, and Milford is able to take a 1-0 lead. Now a runner at third base for Maggie Farrell, who sends the first pitch on the ground just to the right of the pitcher's circle. Wallace snares it and throws to first for the out that ends the inning, but back-to-back hits with 2 away in the inning produce a run for Milford. And through 1 inning of play, it is Milford 1 and North Attleboro 0 here on coverage of Milford High School softball on Milford TV. The 15th run batted in on the season for Allie Pierre-Gustavo gives Milford a 1-0 lead as we enter into the top of the 2nd inning. First pitch swinging, it's Lindsay Paquin who sends it foul off of first base. Hits up against the chain link protecting the first base dugout. A first pitch strike into the co-captain on this North Attleboro squad, Lindsay Paquin. She'll be followed by Abby Warren and Morgan Aiken in the inning. Against Kelly Reichert, who gets a swinging strike to jump ahead in the count, 0-2. Reichert recording all 3 strikeouts in the first inning by way of the K. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and a weak fly ball foul behind the plate. Ticks off of the backstop. And the count remains 0-2. Kelly Reichert throwing 25 1/3 innings coming into her outing here this afternoon. She's allowed a total of 9 runs on 16 hits, but only 4 of those runs have been earned. She struck out 16 batters on the year, only had 1 walk coming into the outing, did walk a batter in the first. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's on the ground to third base, handled there by Megan Jakes. The throw to first base gets there in time. Paquin retired 5-3 on the ground out. And now here's Abby Warren, the second baseman. Reichert into her windup. Here's the pitch, a rising pitch that gets past the bat of Abby Warren. I spoke to Coach DeVito before the game asking what specifically about Kaylee McGain of King Philip made her so difficult for the Milford offense to handle, as this pitch is sent foul and out of play. Coach DeVito saying it wasn't just the velocity of the starting pitcher, but it was the movement on the pitches, and particularly the rise she had on her fastball. It was very deceptive to the hitters. As this pitch is swung on and missed, a 3-pitch strikeout of Abby Warren. And Reichert has collected the first 2 outs quickly here in the second inning. The base is empty for the number 9 hitter, Morgan Aiken. She digs in on the right side. Swings at the first pitch and drives it foul over towards the parking lot. That parking lot jam-packed today as there is a flurry of athletic activity going on here at Milford High School. Not only the softball game, but tennis and also track taking place out here on the fields. That pitch a little bit inside, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. This one hit on the ground, snagged on the way by Reichert. Sends it to first base for the out that ends the inning. A very quick 1-2-3 frame for Reichert. On to the bottom half of the inning we go. It's a 1-0 lead for Milford here on coverage of Milford High School athletics on Milford TV. 1 run on 2 hits for Milford, no runs on 2 hits for North Attleboro as we enter the bottom of the second inning. The first pitch from Carolyn Wallace is hit hard on the ground to third base by Jill Powers. A nice play by Lindsay Paquin at third to snag it, and a good throw to first, and Powers is retired on just 1 pitch. Milford sending up 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup. In the home half of the second, Caitlin DeCapua, the designated player, now stands in. The first pitch hit foul wide of third base. A valiant attempt to snag that foul ball by Rob O'Keefe in foul ground down the left field line. No balls and 1 strike on DeCapua. That pitch dips inside. You'd have to think that the difference in velocity that Milford is seeing here out of Carolyn Wallace versus what they saw here yesterday afternoon against Kaylee McGain is an extreme difference. 1-2 now the count. Caitlin DeCapua, of course, able to handle one of those pitches from McGain, delivering a leadoff single in the 6th inning to break up the perfect game bid. She sends the 1-2 pitch hard and foul off to the left. I'm sure it was a relief for this offense to be able to put together a couple of hits and a run in the first inning after such a frustrating day at the plate yesterday. Another 1-2 pitch on the way. This one a little bit up, a little bit outside, and the count evens at 2-2. A look in towards the plate from Carolyn Wallace. Now the windup and the pitch. That floats a little bit high, and the count runs full. 3-2 the count, 1 out, and the base is empty in the bottom of the second. The payoff pitch, and that misses for ball 4. Disciplined at bat out of Caitlin DeCapua, and she works a 1-out walk. It's the first walk issued by Carolyn Wallace, and it puts a runner on base ahead of Megan Jakes. Jakes not in the starting lineup yesterday. Sam Bonvino getting the start at third. And this pitch is lined out to left center field over the glove of the center fielder Sherman. That's going to roll to the fence. To third base goes to Capua. She will be waved to the plate. No throw to home plate. And an RBI double for Megan Jakes ups the Milford lead to 2-0. North Attleboro a little bit slow getting that ball back in on the infield. That gave Capua a chance to come all the way around from first base to score the second Milford run. Jenny Levine, the number 9 hitter, takes the first pitch for a called strike one. Another runner in scoring position for Milford. As this pitch is lifted foul up over the backstop, and Levine is down 0-2. The pitch from Wallace is high. Jenny Levine batting .286 coming into the game this afternoon. 8 hits in 28 at-bats. As this one is lifted out to center field in a few steps, then backpedaling was Kayla Sherman, but she makes the catch. Holding at second base is Jakes. 2 outs now in the inning. And back up to the top of the lineup in Sydney Pounds, who grounded out to the shortstop last inning. The first pitch of the at-bat, and that is in for a called strike one. Wallace back into her windup. The pitch lifted in foul ground behind first base. Over to make the catch is Liz Morehouse for the out that ends the inning. But an RBI double by Megan Jakes gives Milford another run, and after 2 full innings now, it is Milford 2 and North Attleboro 0. You're watching coverage of Milford High School softball here on Milford TV. Top of the 3rd inning now for Milford High School. The Lady Hawks leading in this game against North Attleboro now by a score of 2-0, grabbing single runs in each of the first 2 frames. The infield in tight for the first batter of the game, who sends it foul. First batter of the inning, I should say. Emily Noble, who sends it foul off to the left and out of play. Noble struck out looking to open the ball game. Kelly Reichert, an excellent inning in the second. Quick 1-2-3 frame. Finds herself ahead in the count here, 0-2. Emily Noble coming into this week's action batting .423. 3 runs batted in on the year out of the leadoff spot in the North Attleboro lineup. Sends this pitch in the air out to the middle of the infield where the shortstop Jill Powers makes the catch. Six in a row retired now by Kelly Reichert. And the North right fielder Jordan Sharp now steps in on the right side, spins off the plate on that inside pitch. Here's the 1-0, chopped on the ground over towards the pitcher's circle. Reichert has it, throws to first. 2 up and 2 down here in the 3rd. This has not been the start to the season that this North Attleboro softball team is used to. Their star pitcher from the last several seasons, Meg Colleran, graduating last spring, so looking for answers in the pitching circle. And as a result, just a 3-6 record to start the year. They've actually lost 5 out of their last 6 games coming into this afternoon. Most recently a 10-6 loss to Stoughton. That loss coming just yesterday. Both of these teams playing on back-to-back days. But their offense can put up runs. Their last victory was an 11-1 win over Foxborough as this ball glances off the glove of the pitcher, and that is going to allow Liz Morehouse to reach. Reichert able to get the fingertips of the glove on that ball, but couldn't squeeze it. Caused the ball to change direction, giving Jill Powers no chance to make a play. It gives North Attleboro a little bit of life in the inning as now Danielle Gorman steps in. Gorman looks at a first pitch strike. Gorman with one of North Attleboro's 2 hits in the game. Swings away at this one and lifts it foul, up over the backstop and out of play. A nice catch made by a fan wandering past. Reichert into her windup. The pitch is sent on a line foul. Sending the North Attleboro third base coach ducking for cover. The head coach for North Attleboro is Bill Wallace. No balls and 2 strikes with a runner at first base and 2 down as Gorman sends this one foul, making it all the way over onto the football field. Gorman is North Attleboro's leading hitter in terms of batting average. As this pitch is foul tipped in and out of the mitt of Taylor LeBrun. Milford hoping to end the inning right here. Another 0-2 pitch and a swing and a miss for strike 3. Gorman strikes out. It's the 5th K in the game for Kelly Reichert, who's able to easily pitch around the 2-out error. We head to the bottom of the 3rd inning, 2-0 Milford, here on coverage of Milford High Athletics on Milford TV. 2, 3, and 4 due up for Milford here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Pierre Gustavo swings at the first pitch and sends it foul off to the right. Carolyn Wallace back out in the circle for North Attleboro as this pitch is hit down the line at third base, but it kicks foul. Emily Pierre Gustavo with a .452 batting average entering today's action. .13 runs batted in for the number 2 hitter in the lineup. A 1-2 pitch and a foul ball. The home plate umpire requesting new balls sent into play. And now set to continue. A 1-ball, 2-strike count on Emily Pierre Gustavo, leading off the bottom of the 3rd inning. Able to make contact on that low inside pitch and send it foul. Pierre Gustavo protecting the plate with the 1-2 count. Wallace ready with another pitch. And it's swung on and missed. It goes to the backstop, and Pierre Gustavo will reach. That pitch bouncing in, Pierre Gustavo with a swing and a miss, but it bounces all the way to the backstop. Not exactly the way she'd choose to reach base, but a leadoff base runner for Milford nonetheless. And now here's Taylor LeBrun, who gets into this pitch, sending it out deep to left field, and that is gone. A line drive home run for Taylor LeBrun. First pitch swinging, and the two-run shot doubles Milford's lead. They now are up 4-0. The fans and the bench enjoying that. LeBrun not waiting around, had a pitch she could drive. Sends it over the fence in left. And now Ali Pierre Gustavo swings at the first pitch. Sends it out to right center field, but Jordan Sharp able to make the catch. So a couple of quick at-bats, one going for the two-run shot, one going for a line out to right. One down in the inning now for Maggie Farrell. That first pitch misses for ball one. For Taylor LeBrun, it was her third home run of the season. Now 16 runs batted in as Farrell sends one on the ground up the middle and through for a base hit out of the glove of Sherman in center field, and that will allow Farrell to take an extra base. A single for Farrell, and the error out in center field allows her to get into scoring position. Jill Powers grounded out in her first at-bat. Now up for the second time. Takes the first pitch for ball one. And now a hard shot on the ground to shortstop. Noble can't handle it cleanly, and everyone will reach. Staying at second base is Farrell. Powers will reach at first. Two errors in the inning now for North Attleboro. It puts two on with one out for Caitlin DeCapua, who walked and scored a run in the second. She swings at the first pitch and lines it foul down the third base line. Some very hard contact for Milford in this inning. Wallace's next pitch, foul down the left field line again. DeCapua found herself down in the count against Carolyn Wallace in her last at bat, but ended up working the walk. Here's the 0-2 on the ground, fair towards third, stepping on the bag. Over at third base is Paquin. She fires across just in time to complete the 5-3 double play. So after a couple of miscues in the field for North Attleboro, a nice play turned in by Paquin. Finished off on first base by Morehouse for the double play that ends the inning. But the big blow in the inning, a two-run blast by Taylor LeBrun. We have played three now from Milford High School, a 4-0 lead for the Lady Hawks here on Milford TV. Taylor LeBrun doubling Milford's lead with a two-run home run in the bottom of the third. Kelly Reichert back in the circle to start off the fourth inning, a shallow liner that hangs up for Emily Pierre Gustavo at second base to make the catch. Kayla Sherman quickly out number one here in the fourth. Tim Coette and Rob O'Keefe bringing you coverage of Milford High School softball here on Milford TV. Reichert's pitch into the left fielder Megan Barlow misses inside for ball one. 2-0 now the count. Barlow came to the plate with 2 outs and the bases loaded in the top of the first inning, but struck out swinging. She lifts a pitch out to shallow left field. A rangy grab made by Jill Powers, taking one giant leap out onto the left field grass, and is able to make the catch. So a nice play turned in on the left side of the North Attleboro infield to conclude the bottom of the third. Now a nice play by the Milford shortstop. Here in the fourth, first pitch swinging, Lindsay Paquin fouls it to the backstop. It was Paquin who started that 5-3 double play that ended the Milford third. Swings at this pitch and fists it foul over to the left. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in the inning, and the bases are clear. Kelly Reichert looking for her second 1-2-3 inning of her outing. The windup and the pitch. Popped foul again. Off the backstop, and it remains 0-2. Reichert's next pitch. This one getting a piece of the home plate umpire. Getting him off the left shoulder. And now the Milford infield will converge to give the ump a chance to walk that off. Looks like it got him just above the padding. Both coaches out to check on the ump. It will be a 0-2 count on Lindsay Paquin when we continue. Milford taking on North Attleboro. This has been quite a matchup over the last couple of seasons. Unbelievably, these two teams the last 2 years running playing 10-inning games in which the final score in each of those was 1-0. Both of them victories for North Attleboro. So Milford looking to finally earn a W against their Kelly Rex rival. Here's the 0-2 pitch as action resumes. It's floated foul off behind third base where Megan Jakes makes the catch. And Kelly Reichert has herself another 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is a 4-0 lead for the Milford Lady Scarlet Hawks here on coverage of Milford High School Athletics on Milford TV. Milford leads North Attleboro by a score of 4-0. As we enter into the bottom half of the fourth inning, Megan Jakes, Jenny Levine, and Sydney Pounds, the 3 batters expected in the frame. Carolyn Wallace delivers ball 1. The starting pitcher still out there for the Lady Rocketeers. And an even count of 1-1. Jake's a quick look back, not quite in agreement with that strike call. And now a high fly ball out to left field. That will twist foul. Home run distance, but Jake's unable to keep it between the lines. She hit a RBI double back in the second inning. At the time, it gave Milford a 2-0 lead. They now enjoy a 4-0 advantage. Wallace taking something off that last pitch and floated it wide of the plate. A 2-2 pitch now and a swing and a miss. Wallace gets her second strikeout of the game. That's the first out here in the fourth. Wallace's other strikeout coming to lead off last inning, but the ball getting away from Morgan Aiken, the catcher, it allowed the runner to reach and ultimately to be on base for that 2-run home run, as now Jenny Levine sneaks one past the first and second baseman out into shallow right for a 1-out single. The 6th hit of the afternoon for the Lady Hawks. They turn the lineup over as Sydney Pounds comes up now for the 3rd time. A ground out and a foul out so far on the day. The runner immediately takes off for second base. The throw down there in plenty of time, and Levine is out. An excellent throw from Morgan Aiken behind the plate. Levine off on the first pitch to Sydney Pounds, but a caught stealing brings 2 outs in the inning. Now the base is clear. The pitch missed for a ball, so a 1-0 count as Wallace delivers in a called strike to even the count. Milford coming into the game this afternoon in first place in the Davenport division standings at 8-3. North Attleboro in the unusual position of last place in the Kelly Rex at 3-6. Sydney Pounds chops one back to the pitcher circle. A couple of bobbles for Carolyn Wallace, but she's still able to get it over to first base in time for the out. So it ends up being a 3-batter inning for Carolyn Wallace. The caught stealing certainly helping the cause. We've played 4 full now from Milford High School. And Milford with a 4-0 lead over North Attleboro here on Milford TV. 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for Milford. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 errors for North Attleboro. We are now into the 5th inning as Kelly Reichert returns to the circle, set to face Abby Warren, Morgan Aiken, and Emily Noble in the inning. Floats a pitch too high for ball 1 to open up the frame. Warren, a strikeout victim in her first at bat. Swings and misses at that pitch to even the count at 1-1. The 1-1 and a swing and a miss. The 1-2 pitch and a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Warren strikes out for the 2nd time this afternoon. It's good for the first out here in the 5th. That pitch misses to the number 9 hitter Morgan Aiken for ball 1. Milford will return to Davenport Division play 2 days from now with a home matchup against Sharon High School on May 7th before they head out for back-to-back road games against Foxborough and Canton. So we are already headed into the 2nd half of this spring sports season. Felt like it took so long to get here, and now quickly passing by. Meanwhile, it's a 2-ball, 1-strike count on the number 9 hitter and catcher for the Lady Rocketeers. Here's the next pitch, and this is lifted right to the first base bag where Ali Pierre Gustavo was waiting to make the catch. And we head back up to the top of the North Attleboro lineup, the 3rd at bat for Lindsay Noble, who has struck out looking and popped out to shortstop. Takes the first pitch for ball 1. And a line drive, that's back up the middle. And it's good for a 2-out single. That is the first hit for North Attleboro since all the way back in the first inning. They've only had one runner reach base since the first, when Liz Morehouse reached on an error by the pitcher. That pitch fouled and out of play. That single broke up a stretch of 6 in a row retired by Kelly Reichert. The 0-1 pitch from Reichert. This is lined down the left field line. It's trouble. It's a fair ball. Rolling towards the corner, heading for third base is Noble. She gets there, and into second base with a double is Jordan Sharp. So now North Attleboro trying to piece together a 2-out rally. It's the best contact we've seen against Kelly Reichert all day. Jordan Sharp lining that pitch down the left field line. 2 runners in scoring position. And a swinging strike one for Morehouse. A hit could certainly change the complexion of this game in a hurry. The 0-1 pitch from Reichert, in for a called strike 2. Kelly Reichert with 6 Ks in the game, looking for number 7 to end the inning here. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that one foul and out of play. Nothing in 2 the count. Emily Noble, the lead runner at third base, with Jordan Sharp at second base after the double. Another 0-2, and a ground ball back up the middle, in and out of the glove of Reichert, but stays calm and fires to first base for the out that ends the inning. So North Attleboro able to make some noise, but they strand 2 in scoring position. And we head to the home half of the 5th with the score remaining 4-0 in favor of the Lady Hawks here on coverage of Milford High School Athletics on Milford TV. Emily Pierre Gustavo will get it started for the Lady Hawks here in the bottom of the 5th. The first pitch in from Carolyn Wallace is strike 1. And this pitch hit high in the air out to left field. In at first was the left fielder Megan Barlow, then backtracks. She can't get to the ball, and it will be 2 bases for Pierre Gustavo. A bad read off the bat for Barlow. She started in several steps, then went back at full steam, but that ball got over her glove, and it's a leadoff double for the freshman Emily Pierre Gustavo. North Attleboro hoping to chip into the Milford rally last inning, getting 2 into scoring position with 2 outs, but they could not capitalize, and now Milford looking to build upon their lead. The first pitch boxed around by the catcher, and that will allow Pierre Gustavo to take third. It's a 1-0 count to Taylor LeBrun, who blasted a 2-run home run over the left field fence in her last at bat. Here's the pitch. This one hard on the ground, but foul. Over in the direction of Allie Pierre Gustavo in the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-1. Hard on the ground, foul. That one going right in between Pierre Gustavo and the third baseman, Lindsay Paquin. That's why you take your lead in foul ground at third base. And this pitch hit in the air out to center field. Over comes the left fielder Barlow to make the catch, tagging at third base, and coming to the plate is Pierre Gustavo with the 5th Milford run. Credit Taylor LeBrun with a sacrifice fly. And that extends the Milford lead to 5-0. The base is now empty with one away for Ali Pierre-Gustavo, who sends the first pitch past the shortstop out into left field. That is the second hit of the day for Ali Pierre-Gustavo, who continues her hot hitting. A RBI triple back in the first inning, now a single here in the fifth. Now Maggie Farrell takes a pitch low and away for ball one. One ball and no strikes with one out in the inning and a Milford runner at first base. As Farrell sends a line drive back up the middle. Moving up to second base is Pierre-Gustavo, back-to-back singles for the Lady Hawks. 3 hits in the inning. Now 9 in the game. This offense rounding right back into form after the shutout yesterday. A first pitch strike from Wallace into Jill Powers, the shortstop. She reached on an error in her last at bat. She sends a hard ground ball to shortstop. They record the out at third base, cutting down the lead runner. Ali Pierre-Gustavo retired. Safe at second base is Farrell, and safe at first is Powers on the fielder's choice. 2 outs now in the inning. Caitlin DeCapua swings at the first pitch. She sends it out to center field for a base hit. Coming around from second base and scoring is Maggie Farrell. And moving up to third base is Powers, and up to second base goes DeCapua. As that ball ended up rolling all the way to the backstop, the catcher staying in the baseline. Farrell having to work around her to get to the plate, even though the catcher did not have possession of the baseball, but she comes around to score on the RBI single by DeCapua. Milford now up 6-0. They have 2 more runners in scoring position. And a no ball, 1 strike count now on Megan Jakes. High pop up and foul ground. It doesn't stay in play. Kicks off the home dugout. Milford sending their 7th batter to the plate here in the 5th inning. They've grabbed 2 runs so far. And now another line drive, sneaks up the middle for a base hit. Into score comes Jill Powers. Around to score from second base is DeCapua. It is a 2-run single for Megan Jakes. And Milford gaining some separation here in the 5th inning. Now up 8-0. It's the second RBI producing hit of the game for the Milford third baseman. Has a single, a double, and 2 runs batted in. And a chance for the number 9 hitter, Jenny Levine, to come to the plate here in the 5th. With a single runner aboard at first. And this pitch up over the head of Levine. It sails to the backstop. And up to second base goes Megan Jakes. She takes a wide turn around second. Morgan Aiken, the catcher, trotting halfway out towards the pitcher circle to look the runner back. And the pitch misses high. Levine, a single in her last at bat, was then caught stealing. She sends another foul ball out of play. It evens up the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs in the inning. Jake's in scoring position at second. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a miss for strike 3. And the inning comes to an end, but another productive inning for the Milford batters. They score 4 times in the inning to extend their lead to 8-0 over the North Attleboro Lady Rocketeers as we bring you coverage of Milford High School athletics right here on Milford TV. A little bit of bookkeeping going on in between innings as there was some debate over whether it was an 8-run lead or a 9-run lead for the Lady Hawks, but it is indeed an 8-0 score as we enter the top half of the 6th inning. An 8-0 lead as that pitch is hit foul and out of play. Another nice grab made by a fan. As Danielle Gorman leads it off for the Lady Rocketeers. A 1-for-2 day at the plate. Down no balls and 2 strikes here to Kelly Reichert. Solid contact, a line drive out towards the football field where track meet is ongoing. Coach DeVito trying to give the heads up. It stays an 0-2 count. Gorman struck out in her last at bat. Sends another high fly ball foul and out of play off to the left. Milford collecting 4 runs on 5 hits in that bottom of the 5th inning. Gorman takes a borderline pitch just off the outside edge. It ups their hit total in the game to 11 and their run total to 8. So after these 2 teams played to the lowest of final scores in their previous 2 meetings, Milford able to get it done offensively this afternoon to the tune of 8 runs so far. As this pitch is lined past the shortstop, and this is going to roll to the wall. Digging for second base is Gorman. She'll get there ahead of the throw. That was a low pitch that Gorman was able to golf past the shortstop, and it quickly scooted into the alley, rolling to the wall, and it's a leadoff double for Danielle Gorman. That is the 5th hit for North Attleboro. And now first pitch swinging. Kayla Sherman sends one in the air out to left field. Levine makes the catch. One on with 1 out now. Megan Barlow to the plate. She watches strike 1 sail past. This is just the first inning all day that North Attleboro's been able to get their leadoff runner on base. An even count of 1 ball and 1 strike on the North Attleboro left fielder who has struck out and lined out in 2 plate appearances. Sends a soft liner out to the edge of the infield dirt, ranging over his powers to make the catch. So Danielle Gorman at second base with no outs in the inning. She remains there now with 2 down. And it will take something from the co-captain, Lindsay Paquin, if North Attleboro is to continue in the inning. But she swings at the first pitch, pops it up just behind the pitcher's circle, where Kelly Reichert is able to make the catch. So after the leadoff double, 3 very quick outs. And that is all for the top of the 6th inning. It remains an 8-0 lead for the Lady Hawks heading to the home half of the 6th. You're watching coverage of Milford High School softball on Milford TV. And we'll see a pinch hitter, here for Milford as They lead off the top of the 6th inning. Kate Irwin swinging at the first pitch. She grounds it to first base. Retired on 1 pitch, batting out of the leadoff spot for Sydney Pounds, who had been 0 for 3. 3 unassisted on the out. And Emily Pierre-Gustavo takes a called strike 1. So Irwin, the freshman, making the pinch hit appearance. Now the freshman Pierre-Gustavo sends one on the ground to deep shortstop. A long throw. It's not going to get there in time. They got past the glove of Paquin at third, backed up by Noble, but could not get the throw to first base in time. And Pierre-Gustavo reaches on the infield single. So Pierre-Gustavo, after being hitless in her first 2 at-bats, able to respond with a double and now an infield single, as Taylor LeBrun laces a pitch foul down the left field line. Taylor LeBrun has not gotten cheated out of any swings here today. A solid single back in the first inning, a 2-run home run in the third, and sending one deep enough to the outfield to serve as a sacrifice fly in the 5th. As this pitch is down in the dirt, blocked out in front by Aiken, but taking second base is Pierre-Gustavo. LeBrun taking a pitch inside and high. The windup and the pitch. A hard ground ball through the left side of the infield. Touching third base is Pierre-Gustavo. She heads for the plate. She'll get there without a throw, and sliding into second base with another extra base hit is Taylor LeBrun. Her 4th run batted in of the game, as she chases Emily Pierre-Gustavo home from second base. So what a day at the plate for LeBrun. A single, a double, a home run, and 4 RBI. Just a triple shy of the cycle. As this pitch misses up. Sends a pitch in the air out to shallow center field. A long run in. That ball's going to drop. Trying to take third base is LeBrun. And she is safe. Bang, bang play at third base. Coach Wallace arguing that the throw was there in time, but the argument will not yield any results. Safe at third base is LeBrun. Runners at the corners now for Milford. And now here's Maggie Farrell, who gets into a pitch, sends it out to center field, and a diving catch made out there by Kayla Sherman. It'll serve as a sacrifice fly as LeBrun is able to come in from third base, but a fine defensive play. Second sacrifice fly to Milford's credit on the day. 2 away now in the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 10-0 lead now for the Lady Hawks. This ball tapped foul off the end of the bat of Jill Powers. She's down 0-2. Hard ground ball up the middle, through for a base hit. The 4th hit of the inning. It does appear to be Maddie Bonvino running for Allie Pierre Gustavo. She is aboard at second base with Powers at first. And now here's Caitlin DeCapua, who takes a called strike one. With a 10-run lead, you got to stay on your toes to see all of the substitutions and pinch hitters. Line drive foul down the left field line. Caitlin DeCapua with a walk back in the second inning. She grounded into a double play in the third and then came through with an RBI single in the fifth inning. The 0-2 pitch hit on the ground to the right side underneath the glove of Abby Warren. The runners will move up just a single base. Bonvino up to third, Powers down to second, and DeCapua at first base. Now a multi-hit game for the designated player. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs in the inning as Megan Jakes comes to the plate, carrying a pair of runs batted in the game. First pitch strike. Here's the 0-1, a line drive out to center field, but it will hang up for Sherman, who makes the catch to end the inning. But 2 more runs come home to score in the frame for Milford, and they carry a hefty 10-0 lead into the 7th inning. 3 outs away from a victory. We'll see if they can wrap it up next here on Milford TV. Milford has pounded out 10 hits in the last 2 innings alone. They have 16 hits on the day and even 10 runs on the scoreboard, taking a 10-0 lead here into the top of the 7th inning, where North Attleboro will send up batters 8, 9, and 1. Kelly Reichert looking to finish off the complete game effort. Pitching to the right-handed batter, Abby Warren, to lead off the frame, a swinging strike one. It's been a tough day at the plate for Warren, who has struck out twice. Soft line drive to second base off the bat of Warren. Pierre Gustavo is able to make the catch. 1 away here in the 7th. So Milford now 2 outs away from putting an end to their brief 2-game losing streak. Number 9 hitter coming up to the plate. A pinch hitter coming up for the Lady Rocketeers, as Reichert delivers a called strike one. The 0-1 pitch hit high and far, but very foul off to the right. The pinch hitter, Christina Murphy. Here's an 0-2 pitch. It misses high and away. Murphy batting for the catcher, Morgan Aiken, who had been 1 for 2. Defensive swing, she fouls it to the backstop. A 1-2 count now on the North Attleboro pinch hitter. Reichert into her windup. Here's the pitch, and it misses. Some defensive changes in this inning for Milford as well. I'm not sure if I will have time to get to them all. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a swing and a miss. That is strikeout number 7 in the outing for Kelly Reichert. North Attleboro down to their last out. Megan Jakes is now behind the plate. Maddie Bonvino is at third. Let's see, Kate Irwin now out in center field. So most of the subs getting a chance to make an appearance defensively here in the 7th inning as this ball is hit on the ground to shortstop. Still in the game is Jill Powers. She's able to make the play and the throw to first base for the out that ends this ball game. So a 1-2-3 quick and easy 7th inning for Kelly Reichert finishes off the complete game shutout performance. A solid day on the mound for Milford and a terrific day at the plate. Milford with 10 runs on 16 hits to come away with the 10-0 victory. They're able to come away with a win against their notorious rival from the Kelly Rex division, North Attleboro. With the win, Milford improves now to 9-3 on the season. With the loss, North Attleboro falls to 3-7. North will return home for their next game, but they have the arduous task of taking on the undefeated Taunton Lady Tigers. So the competition not getting any easier for North Attleboro. Meanwhile, Milford will have a day off before taking on the Sharon Lady Eagles here at home in their next game. But again, a solid victory here this afternoon. One of the big hits in the game, the 2-run home run by Taylor LeBrun, but it was a terrific breakout day for the Milford offense after a frustrating loss yesterday. So a good day all the way around as Milford wins it. And that will wrap up our coverage for this afternoon. For Rob O'Keefe, I am Tim Coet. Your final score one final time, Milford shuts out North Attleboro by a final score of 10-0. This has been a presentation of Milford High School Athletics on Milford TV. So long, everybody.